Alright, I believe we are live. Hold on. Let's see. What a game. What a game here. Alright, we are live indeed. Welcome, guys, to the Raptors Bucks Game 5 live post-game show. What's up, Omar? Good to see you. Another... Woo, what a game. That was fun. Toronto and Milwaukee going back and forth in the final few minutes. I am really surprised here to see what Toronto has done here, to see Toronto come up big. I'm not surprised to see a great performance from Kawhi, but hold on, let me just lower the volume here on the TV. I'm not surprised to see how good Kawhi has been, but it's been everybody else on Toronto that has really stepped up. You had Fred VanVleet with the go-ahead three with 2:19 to go, and then everybody basically going back and forth here, trying to, Milwaukee trying to get back in it, Toronto getting the free throws. You had that how was that not a foul on Lowry? I mean, again, there were two guys that, just was pretty convinced that they tackled him. It was pretty convincing that they tackled him there. And no, they didn't. I guess they didn't call it. Siakam scored the dunk, and that was it. And Toronto is now up 3-2, 102-97 win, and Toronto is now a game away from the NBA Finals. Would this be their first ever NBA Finals? I think this would. Wow. This looked like a Milwaukee lock. Like, how was that not a foul on Lowry? I hope they explain that on the team. Lowry got hit. How is that not a foul? They've never won the conference title. This would be their first ever NBA final. Lopez needs to be better. Yeah, I mean, we expected so much out of him after game 1. It's just like, Lopez scored 16 points. 7 for 12 from the field. He wasn't terrible. He had a plus 11. I mean, there were other, Middleton. I was disappointed out of Middleton. 36 minutes, only scored 6 points, 2 for 9 from the field. Giannis was his typical self. Brogdon at 18. Grant Hill scored 12 off the bench. It was just, Toronto was showing up. You had another great performance out of Leonard. Leonard was better than Giannis tonight. And you had really good performances from VanVleet, who hit the go-ahead 3. You had Lowry, 17 points, even though he was 4 for 11 from the field. Siakam, even though he was 5 for 15, he scored 14 points and had a double-double. Had a lot of good performances tonight from Toronto, and that was all they were able to do. Oh, wow. Whew, what a finish. What a great, great, great finish. And after it looked like Milwaukee looked like they had it there, up 2-0. And now Toronto has come back with 3 straight big-time wins. They got the 2 at home, but then it was, what up, Leonard? But the big question was, could they get that win on the road? Could they get that victory on the road? Again, what do they always say? The series never starts until the road team wins. Toronto with a big-time win here. And after being down 10 at the end of the first, rallied to win this game, and Toronto wins it. Toronto outscored Milwaukee in the final quarter 33-24. Toronto shoots 37% from the field, 42% from 3. Toronto was worse from the field than Milwaukee, but they were better from 3. Toronto had 41% from 3. Milwaukee had 32%. Toronto scored 8 more threes, and in a 6-point game, that's going to matter. Toronto showed that they wanted it more. They did. Again, all credit to them. And so now Milwaukee is going to have to go into Toronto with that rabid fan base and win a Game 6. And again. Golden State is loving this. Golden State is absolutely loving this yet again. They got another. These two teams are going to be battling and clawing, and it's going back and forth. And all this energy is going into these two, and Golden State can watch and relax and get ready for the finals. So, again, an advantage for Golden State here. I don't want to be the one that says, oh, the winner of this gets to lose to Golden State. even though I think that's what will happen, but that was what a great game there. A lot of excitement, and again, congrats to Toronto on a big Game 5 win. Again, in the end, Kawhi was better. Again, give credit to the Toronto bench. They've stepped up over the last few games. Again, Milwaukee had a huge lead in the first quarter. Back-to-back great games from Toronto's bench. And then again in the second quarter, this is a 48-minute game. In the second quarter, Toronto started to come back. Kawhi had a big dunk, tie it up at 34. Oh, look, his ball handling, way he shoots it. Goodness. For Toronto's sake, I hope they don't leave him. But you know, we think that he's leaving, but goodness. Back and forth excitement here. And this was great. So tell me, guys, what you think in the comments below. What interests you? I loved it. I don't know if you guys caught this. There was like in the fourth quarter, there was a technical glitch, and so Marv Albert sounded like he was broadcasting a game in the 30s. That was fun. That was really exciting. Because, I mean, Marv doesn't really do it much for me anymore. I mean, Marv's one of the greatest play-by-play men of all time. But, you know, he's clearly past his prime. And Toronto was just hitting some big... Oh. What up, Rob? Toronto was hitting some big threes there in the third quarter. One big three after another. Kawhi was hitting them. Van Fleet was hitting them. Whew. And then it was 78... 76, and then Toronto hit another three. Was that Van Fleet hit a big three to make it 79. Today I heard Durant probably won't want to play in Game 1. He should want to play, and I think he will play. Don't see any reason for him to not play. Come on, man. It's Game 1 of the finals. Then Toronto had a big lead there, but then Milwaukee, you had Lopez hit a three. Oh, well, you had Lopez hit a layup to make it 89-85 with 5 minutes to go. 5.5 to go. And then you have, oh gosh, this stupid noise in my head. And then you had another Toronto three from Gasol. Jerry Hughes was signed a 2-year extension. Good job for Jerry. Nice job there. And then you had, it was 93-90, and then, was that Brogdon who hit the, oh no. Brook Lopez with another big-time three to make it 93-93. And at this point, I'm like, is Milwaukee actually going to pull this off? Because Toronto was the better team for most of this game. And then you had Kawhi with a nice pass to Van Fleet. What a big-time three by Van Fleet to make it 96-93. And then Kawhi... Oh. And then a foul that should have been a foul. I don't know how that wasn't a foul. That was stupid. It was dumb. They clearly tackled him. They didn't call it. Standard great NBA officiating. Drake celebrates. Drake's doing this stupid party down there. Good for you. Again, Leonard, 35.7 rebounds, 9 assists. Van Fleet, 21.7 for 13 from the three. 7 out of 9 from three, excuse me. And Kyle Lowry, 17 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists. And that was enough to get the Raptors the win in Game 5. The Raptors. I honestly, let me say this. At the beginning of the season, I was not high on Toronto, mostly because I didn't know. Durant is still hurt, so they said it's very unlikely he will play from... Oh, Durant is still hurt, so they said it's very unlikely he will play in Game 1. Okay. Bummer. They actually let the Milwaukee coach in... they actually got cameras inside the Milwaukee postgame? I don't know, that's strange. Oh, yeah, KD will miss Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Okay, so yeah, they announced that earlier. He hope it'll return at some point during the series. Again, I don't really think it matters. I think as long as Curry and Thompson and Draymond Green's playing with that attitude, I don't think it's going to matter. I think Golden State's still the better team, and these two teams are beating each other up here. But that was exciting. That was thrilling. That was fun, exciting basketball yet again. And, man. Again, that was... Alright, so now Fred Van Fleet is trending. 7 threes! 7 threes from Van Fleet. Good for you, buddy. Good for you. He was excellent. 21 points. 7 out of 9 from 3. Again, going up against first team all defense Eric Bledsoe, and Van Fleet just kept hitting them one after the other. A career high for him. Again, 70, the most ever by a Raptors player off the bench in a playoff game. Nick Nurse gets the game ball, sticking with Fred VanVleet. Shout out to Nick Nurse for trusting Fred VanVleet when most of us didn't want him on the court at all. In his first 15 playoff games, he was 8 for 41 from 3. In the last 2 games, he's been 10 for 12. VanVleet might be the one to carry the Raptors into the NBA Finals. Again, it was like the topic beforehand was who you got in Game 6. You know what? Oh gosh. I want to give respect to Milwaukee. I really want to give respect to them. But you know, after this, I really don't know. I really don't know. You know, I'll give it to Milwaukee. I'll give it to Milwaukee. I don't think Giannis is going to let him go down like this. I think they'll be 7. But I don't know. At this point, I don't know. I don't know anymore. That was so exciting. So much fun. And again, Fred VanVleet. Fred VanVleet of all people. 10 for 12 from 3. What a big time. This is what I was saying, is that Milwaukee, again, we knew Milwaukee was the deeper team. Could Toronto's bench step up? And it stepped up in Fred VanVleet. What an excellent performance. Carrying Toronto. Again, he was the second best player for Toronto tonight. He had a plus 28. It's insane. Grant Hill, on the other hand, not a great night. George Hill, excuse me. He had a minus 22. He had 12 points, 29 minutes, even though he did have 8 rebounds. So, again, excellent. Just fun at Toronto to see. I was not high on Toronto earlier in this season because I didn't know if Kawhi was going to be 100%. I'm like, does Kawhi really want to be here? He wants to be in LA. Is he going to be 100% into it? And he has helped lead this team all throughout the season. Of course, helped them win that. He was the reason why they beat Philadelphia with the big 3. And now here tonight, he was great again tonight. Got some help off the bench. Toronto is 1 game away. Again, man, I feel like Boston was the team that everybody was talking. Great coaching for Toronto. Yeah, Nick Nurse, good job. All this talk, before the season, I feel like Boston was the big. I want to go back and see who was the favorite before the year to win the NBA Finals, because I would imagine it was not that Toronto and Milwaukee were not the favorites. I feel like Toronto was like the second or third. Earlier this year. Again, we're going back to October 2018. Let me see this. I want to get a full on. All right, so this was October 15th, 2018. Yeah, it was Boston. Okay, Toronto was second. Toronto was second, but Toronto was the 5th team. It was Golden State, Boston, Houston, LA, the Lakers. That turned out great. And then Toronto, and then Milwaukee was 100-1. But Boston or Philly. But I kept saying, is Kawhi going to be 100%? Is Kawhi going to want to be there the whole time? Is Kawhi going to have... Because we've seen in San Antonio, when he doesn't want to play, he'll just step away from it. But he's been 100% all season long. And he's been great. And he's leading them to 1 game away from an NBA Finals. Toronto is 1 game away from an NBA Finals. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. And they come into Milwaukee, which has been on fire in the first 2 games, and to win like that, to pull out a win like that on the road, that's great playoff basketball right there. What can I tell you? Shout out to Middleton. Not a great night scoring. Did have 10 rebounds and 10 assists, so he did have that. But could you get open a little bit more? 2 for 9, 6 points. That was disappointing to see. And your points from Bledsoe and from Brogdon and from Lopez. And again, Giannis had a great night. All right, here it is. Toronto had only 3 guys off the bench, and they scored 35 points. Milwaukee had 15. Milwaukee had 5 guys off the bench, and they scored 15. Has Kawhi missed a game this year? I have to say yes, but Kawhi Leonard's stats for 2019. I want to take a look at this. And again, if you're Milwaukee, Milwaukee just lost 3 games in a row. Milwaukee hadn't lost 2. I think Milwaukee had lost 2 games in a row. I think once this season. They've lost 3 games in a row. At the worst possible time to do it too. All right. It says here Kawhi played 60 games in the regular season. Yeah, it says he played. It says he played 60 games. So he obviously did not play all the regular season, which I figured. Hi, Brandon. About to be 4. Yes. So. Yeah, good. But he's been great. But for the most part of the season, when he's been out there, he's been great. In the regular season, he scored 27, 7, and 3 on 50% field goals, on 50% field goal percentage. 2 steals, 1.5 personal blocks, 34 minutes. So, and then here in the postseason, he's been excellent. In the postseason, he stepped it up. He scored 31 points a game. I don't know what that counts tonight. Raptors win in 6 in the 6IX. Yes. So I don't know what the stats were tonight about him and the. I don't know about what, but I'm sure 31 points, and tonight he scored. Tonight he scored 35, so that elevates it to what, 32? Okay, Van Fleet, first 2 road games this series, he scored 7 points. He was 3 for 9 and 1 for 3 from 3-point range. Tonight 7 for 9 tonight from 3, 21 points, 7 for 13 from the field. He was the MVP again. Fred Van Fleet, go figure on this team. Not Lowry, not Siakam, not Gasol, not Green, even though, Lowry and Siakam were good tonight. Again, Van Fleet was the one to help carry Toronto. Just insane. And it really never knows, who those guys. I mean, Kenny Smith was the underrated star in 1995. You never really know about who's going to come out of the woodwork right there at the end of the season. So, yeah, that was wonderful. That was absolutely wonderful. And now they have I think that's Nick Nurse. It's weird seeing him in the hat. Why is he in a hat? I usually don't see coaches with the Raptors survived, winning 105-99, and was the biggest game in franchise history. Now they return for what is now the biggest game in franchise history, a chance to go to the NBA Finals for the first time. What's your dream team? All-time? Are we talking all-time dream team, or are we talking current dream team? Because all-time. Okay, I'll give you an all-time dream team a little bit later. Like my Mount Rushmore in NBA history would be Jordan, LeBron, Magic, and Kareem. That's my Mount Rushmore. So I guess those are 4 of my 5 guys that all time I'm going with. In terms of actual who would be my starting 5. All right, so yeah, Magic. Jordan, LeBron, Kareem. And then I guess powered forward, I guess I would go with Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan barely over someone like Karl Malone and KG and Moses Malone. But, yeah, all time. So those are my 5. Again, you can decide for yourself. But, if I'm going 5 for my life, I'm going Magic, I'm going Jordan, I'm going LeBron, I'm going Duncan, I'm going with Kareem. I don't know how they would work in a team environment. I don't know how the system would work, but those are 5 of the best. So I think we'd be pretty good. I'll take them against the Monstars. Great. Now Charles Barkley just came on TV and said, Game 7, Saturday night. Charles Barkley saying that Toronto has to win Game 7. I'm not so certain. I mean, they won Game 5 here. Why can't they win Game 7? So, maybe they'll... I mean, yes, you should try. Toronto should absolutely try to win Game 6. But it's not a guarantee. If they lose Game 6, they're going to win Game... I mean, it's going to be difficult, but not sure if Fred VanVleet or Steph Curry, reigning threes, we the North. Yep, they the North indeed. After years of being embarrassed by LeBron James, it's amazing what happens when you take LeBron out of the picture. It's amazing what happens. It's amazing how good your team becomes. So, again, probably the best moment. Again, Toronto started in 95. They really struggled. They had that one moment when Vince Carter was there. They had that break. The best moment in Toronto's Raptors history before all this, I think, was Vince Carter winning the dunk contest. Other than that, it had been a pretty, and then after VC3 left, they had all that, and then they had Chris Bosh for a while, and that was nice. And then Bosh left, and then you had DeRozan and Lowry for a while, and then DeRozan left. You get Kawhi, and that has changed the whole thing around. Looking for like Raptors seasons, like where do these seasons rank? Like their all-time plus again, because probably their best. Toronto again has not had a lot of great memories. They almost beat AI and the Sixers in 2001. They lost in a Game 7 in that conference semifinals. That great series that AI had with the Sixers and Raptors in 01. Sixers went on to the finals. But other than that, yeah, they then it was first round exit, a lot of first round exits, and then in 16 they lost in the conference finals. They tied 2-2 with Cleveland, and then boom, they lost the next 2 games. They've lost their last 10 games against Cleveland, and then they beat Orlando. They beat Philadelphia in a huge Game 7, and now they're up 3-2 on Milwaukee. Who would you give the ball to in crunch time, KD or Kawhi? KD's got the rings. I think I'd give it to KD. It's close, though. I'd love to have both of them, but I think you're asking me in crunch time, I'm going with KD. Again, it's really close. It's really close between those two, but again, right now, my top players in the NBA, it's probably LeBron, and then Giannis, and then Harden, and then KD, Curry, and then Kawhi. Like that's probably my top 5, top 6. So it's close. It's close. It's real neck and neck. But I think I would give it to KD there. The Yankees win 6-5. Good to know there. Good to see there. Fred VanVleet is an 83% three-point shooter when he has more than one child. Okay, that's good to know. Fred VanVleet being, again, the star of this series. Ridiculous. Just ridiculous. But we said Toronto needed their bench to show up, and their bench has shown up. I can't sit here and complain. I can't sit here and be how terrible it is. Hey. So again, if you're just joining us, Toronto 105-99. They're up 3-2, 1 game away from an NBA Finals appearance. If you guys have any comments, let me know down there in the chat. Thank you guys always for joining. Talk a little bit here. Don't know for how much longer, but we'll be talking a little bit here. Oh gosh, I thought we were gonna get like a last second moment here, and then it all just fell away. Didn't Giannis hurt his ankle? Yeah, I saw some. I think he came back into the game, but yeah, he was limping there for a little bit. Like that's like, and even some of the last moments he wasn't there. So yeah, he tweaked it, maybe rolled it. The injury did not seem that bad. So I don't think it's that bad. I think he's gonna be okay. So I think he's gonna be fine. Well, I'm sure in the press conferences we'll get some more insight about what happened there. But yeah, that'll be something that they'll be talking about there, because you can't lose him. I mean, if you lose Giannis, that's it. You're done. You're not gonna be able to compete with Toronto. So you better hope and pray that he's healthy. Even if he's 90%, you better hope. Look at that. Projected NBA Finals odds. With or without Durant, the Warriors are still favored. Again, the Warriors are 31-1 in the last 32 games when Durant does not play. So yeah, I think they're gonna be fine, guys. I think they're gonna be all right, even without KD. He can miss Game 1, it's fine. Then he can come back for Game 3 and score the game-winning bucket, and they win again. Goodness. Don't. It's such a juggernaut, but it's at the end of the day, I think it'll be Golden State. But tonight was about Toronto. Tonight was about Toronto pulling up with the big win. Again, we don't know about Giannis. The Raptors grabbed 5 offensive rebounds in the fourth quarter, leading to 8 points, all of them backbreakers. Get those rebounds, kids. School over. School over for you? If school is over for you, Omar, congratulations. Some of my friends are graduating tomorrow. Congratulations to them. Shout out to the prom people down in New Jersey at Calvary Christian School. Hope you're having a wonderful time. Some friends down there. Stupid shout out. You probably don't care, but I just wanted to say that anyway. It's my live stream. I can do whatever the heck I want, I guess. Aaron Rodgers was there. I liked how on the screen they said Aaron Rodgers. They said Game of Thrones extra. Aaron Rodgers, Game of Thrones extra, and NFL MVP Aaron Rodgers. So that was fun. He's really angry about that, but yeah, it was good to see him out there. He can do whatever you want. He's one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Oh man. To think Toronto would be one win away here, I'm shocked to see how Milwaukee is faded in these last 3 games. Have the Bucks lost 3 games all year? I don't think it's happened. This is the first time the Bucks have the first time they've lost 3 games in a row all year. Again, the bench is alive. Yeah, Chuck just said, they're not going to come and win a Game 7. Chuck says the Raptors have to close things out in Game 6. Didn't Chuck guarantee a Bucks win tonight? Yeah. And first time you've lost. What a terrible time to lose. When is Game 6? Game 6 is Saturday night. I don't have the time. Somebody give it to me there. Game 6, Saturday night, TNT. And it will be... I guess 8:30, 9, maybe it'll be like 7. Let's see. Saturday night at 8:30. 8:30 Saturday night. Toronto right now is a 2-point favorite at home to close it out. Will they do it? I don't know. I'm not going to make stupid predictions like, oh, this is definitely going to happen. Oh, this is definitely not going to happen. I don't know. I mean, I could be dead wrong here. Oh, man. What else do you guys think down there? What else do you guys think about this game? Again, it was fun. It was close. Again, to see like when Lopez hit that 3, when Toronto was hitting 3s, when Van Fleet hit the 3. I was excited, man. Again, you just love that when you have these 2 teams going at it, and then Milwaukee just faded away. They couldn't hit all their shots down there. And again, the foul that probably should have been called, that of course wasn't for some dumb reason. Because, do we not count foul? Do we, people, sometimes fouls are fouls, and that was obviously a foul. Where the heck, where the heck were you on that? Oh, man. Looking here for some more stats from the game. Man, where is everybody? We got 5 or 6. It's fine. Some people don't come. Some people do, some people come, some people don't. It's all right. We're making it one day at a time. One day at a time here. We're getting it on the YouTube channel. So don't worry. Don't worry about it now. Hopefully soon we'll have more people come in. But 5, I'll take it. I'll take it as long as, Thank you guys for 440 subscribers. So thank you. I really appreciate that. Again, Saturday night, Game 6, 8:30. Looking for some more stats here from tonight. Let's see if there's anything here that was really... Milwaukee, again, was 9% better from field goal range. Toronto was 18 for 43 from 3. Milwaukee was 10 for 31. It looked like 3-pointers was the big... And Toronto was better from free throw line. Toronto was 81%. Milwaukee was 72%. Milwaukee was better with rebounds. Milwaukee was better with assists. Toronto was better with steals, with blocks. Milwaukee was better with fast break points. Milwaukee had more points in paint. Milwaukee had more fouls. It looked like it was the 3-pointers. It was Van Fleet and the guys hitting the 3s. That was the big key. Gave Toronto the advantage. Goodness. So again, can they do it coming in here to Game 6? I'm gonna give Milwaukee Game 6 on the ground. I'll probably be wrong because I was wrong about this one, but I want to give Giannis and the boy. I want to give Giannis. I'm picking him to be MVP this year. I think Giannis is the best player in the NBA this year. So Are they really going to lay down like this? He's going to show up. Will the rest of his team show up? Will Brogdon show up? Will Bledsoe show up? Will Lopez show up? Can we expect performances out of them? What about Middleton? Can we expect more than 6 points out of Middleton? I know he gave me 10. I know he gave us 10 rebounds and 10 assists, but can we get points on the board? I'm curious to see where this is all heading out here. Toronto had 6 division championships, 11 playoff appearances, and again, 0 conference titles. Not even they appeared in 1 conference final back to 2016, and that was it. And they lost to Cleveland in that one. Who's your MVP this year? Again, I said Giannis. I think Giannis had a slightly better year than Harden. I think his advanced stats were a little bit better. Looking here at the MVP tracker. Oh, they're ending the TNT show already? It's only been like 33, 35 minutes. Come on, go an hour. Here's the full stats here on Giannis. Giannis had 27 points per game this year, but he also had 10 rebounds. He had 6 assists. I think his player efficiency was a little bit higher. So I'd give it to Giannis. Again, Milwaukee was a better team this year. It was close, but I gave it to Giannis. If I had a vote, which I don't, and it's fine. I don't need it. Again, this was just really, really impressive. But man, Harden had those 50-point games. He did, but I feel like Milwaukee was more. I feel like Giannis was more consistent this year. And there was a stretch when Houston was falling apart early, and he was part of it. So overall, I think again, if you give it to either one, I don't care. But Giannis is so great. Ending up here, the NBA on TNT show here. I don't know what the heck they're doing. It's such a weird show inside the NBA. I love it, but I don't know why. It's one of the strangest, most bizarre things. They talk about food so much on that show. They barely talk basketball. It's the most entertaining, craziest thing you will ever see. All right, unless we get some more people. It looks like Omar's the only one left. Unless we get some more people, we might end this at about 7-8 minutes. So, we'll give you guys some more time to talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. I don't really have too much to say, except Toronto was better. Toronto was better for most of this game. First quarter, Milwaukee was playing great, but then Toronto came down, they were clutch, hit their big shots. Again, Van Fleet was big from 3, and that was enough. Just excellent. So yeah, Saturday night, and we'll be back here. And we'll be back here on Saturday night. Oh my goodness. I was looking up here. I forgot Hakeem Olajuwon was... So I'm forgetting here. I'm looking at this stat here because I'm looking at the Raptors. So there was a time when Hakeem Olajuwon was on the Raptors and Patrick Ewing was on the Magic. How did that happen? At least I hope I'm not being Photoshop fooled. Yeah, Hakeem played for the Raptors 2001-2002, and Patrick Ewing was on the Magic from, I guess, the same time. Yeah, played briefly. That's so weird. I can't see those guys in anything other. Who do you think should have been in the MVP race? I mean, Giannis and Harden. That was really it. And I guess you could give 3 to Jokic maybe, but other than that, I really didn't have. As long as those 2 guys are 1 and 2 or 2 and 1, however you want to place them, that was fine. I didn't really care who got it. Those 2 guys were the best guys all season, and I feel like they deserved it. Again, I'd give the edge to Giannis. Harden wasn't able to do the last few games of the year. I think Harden wasn't able to solidify his case, but again, I think Giannis deserved it. I think Giannis got it. Happy for for him if he gets it, but we'll see. Goodness, so they're wrapping up there. I cannot believe Toronto won that game. I cannot believe it. There were so many times in that game like, no. How can Toronto do this? No. No. Milwaukee at home, I thought this was perfect for Milwaukee. And to see what Toronto's been able to do leaves you speechless. So, to Nick Nurse, to everybody there at Toronto who's actually were possibly on the verge of this, to think they lost game 1 to Orlando. And everybody, I was like, uh-oh, here it comes. Here comes the, Toronto's going to fall apart. Here, Toronto's going to have their Harden chokes in the playoffs. He does. Yes, that is crucial. That's bad. But when you had Orlando, when they lost to Orlando in game 1 with DJ Augustine hitting the 3, you're like, wow, is Toronto going to fall apart again? Is this going to be the answer? And then you look how they turned it around so beautifully. And again, they're 1 game away from their first NBA Finals appearance. To think again at the beginning of the year when Kawhi, I was like, oh boy, you have Kawhi here on rent. He doesn't want to be here. This might be a disaster for Toronto. And to see how they've turned it around in this year, extraordinary. So, again, to Kawhi, to Nurse, all those guys, to those fans who have been, passionate fan base, who happy for them, win or lose, happy for them that they've made it this far, that they're 1 game away. Good job out of you guys. A job well done. To think that you're this close, but we've seen, hey, last year, who was up 3-2? Boston and Houston. Chris Webber was, it was funny seeing Chris Webber try to accuse Giannis of quitting on the game. When again, Chris Webber was the guy who made one of the worst late game decisions in the history of professional sports. So seeing him try to take on Giannis for that was really dumb. It was really stupid. Really, hey, if you live in a glass house, man. You blew it, man. You blew it. So ridiculous. Oh, and you traveled on that same play, too. So, again, you really have no rights to question somebody late down the stretch. You have one of the worst mistakes in the history of professional sports. So, it was funny seeing that. Twitter's killing him for that. I think we'll be about done here. Again, unless some other people come, I think we'll be done. Again, thank you guys. We'll spend time here for the next minute or two, unless you have final comments, final questions. Thank you guys again so much for watching these videos over the last few weeks, few days. It's been so much fun. I don't have any more questions. Have a good night, bro. All right, Omar, take care. We'll be wrapping things up here in a minute or two. Again, if you guys like what you see or don't, whatever. If you don't like this, you can dislike this, whatever. If you like this, click down there and subscribe for more. We'll be back Saturday night. No video tomorrow because there's nothing really tomorrow, and I'll be attending a graduation, so yeah, definitely nothing tomorrow. Saturday night, check back right here for the post-game show for Game 6. We'll also have a couple other videos that I'm looking forward to putting out. If the series ends on Saturday, have some videos that I'll be working on tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that. Look forward to that. Yankees win, so good job, New York. As the Yankees just keep on rolling here, beating Baltimore 6-5. I mean, you should beat Baltimore, but again, to see this Yankee team with all the injuries and all the guys out, it warms my heart to see this Yankee team be so good. I'm going to hate the Yankees eventually because Aaron Boone's going to mess it up, but I just wanted to say, to the New York Yankees, what a turnaround. What an epic turnaround. Go Yankees, go. Yeah, sorry, I just had to get that out there. Passionate Yankees moment. Yankees are 32-17. They're the second best team in the American League, right behind the Minnesota Twins. They're the second best team in baseball, right behind the Minnesota Twins. How the heck are the Twins the best team in baseball? Sports are weird. All right, yeah, I think that's it. Bro, remember me? Let's go. Oh, hey, Mikey, what up? I was about to wrap things up here. If you got any more comments, let me know. Of course I remember you, Mikey. Kawhi ain't leaving, boys. You think Kawhi's... I don't know, he really wants to be in L.A. I've heard a lot of stuff about him wanting to be in L.A. and not with the Lakers, but with the... I mean... I could see him his heart start to turn on him, but for right now, I still think he's going. I still think he's staying with Toronto. I think he's going to LA. I think he's gonna be with the Clippers. So, Maybe you're right, but let me see. What are the latest reports on that? What are the latest reports on that about him being a Clipper? Looking here at the Twitter verse. No reports here. Somebody pointed this out. How did we go from Kawhi has no interest in playing for Toronto and still focused on being a Laker to the Clippers being the front runner for Kawhi? I guess Kawhi just saw what happened with the Lakers and how dysfunctional it is. He's not going to leave if they go to the finals. I mean, LeBron went to the finals last year. There's precedent for this, Mikey. There's precedent for this. I think Kawhi just looked at the Lakers situation, and you saw the Magic interview on First Take yesterday or Tuesday, whenever that was. Was that Monday? I forgot already. You saw that team's a mess. The whole organization. Jeannie Buss doesn't know what she's doing. Magic left the organization in disarray. They have one of the least liked GMs in all of the sport. Kawhi should be like, no, I'm not. And we heard the report say LeBron is trying to recruit, but who wants to come there? I mean, you don't know how healthy LeBron's going to be. You don't know where his head is right now. I don't even know if he wants to win that badly. And now you have the reports that LeBron has had contact with Kawhi and Jimmy Butler. Kyrie Irving is considering the Lakers in free agency, which would be hilarious. I actually think that could work. As long as Kyrie just realizes, okay, I'm the second man, and that's all I think I can be for now, and then we'll see. Bucks, 3 straight losses for the first time this season. Go figure. Again, now. I can't believe they do this now. So, it's bizarre, man. It's absolutely bizarre. Any more comments, Mikey? Anything else you want to talk about here? Lakers are a mess. I guess the Clippers are more functional, which you would never think. Clippers are so far away. But if you add Kawhi to that team, I could see some things working out there. But then I feel like you gotta get somebody else. Don't think that's enough to be conference final. I think they're gonna need somebody else other than Kawhi to go from the 8 seed to the 1. Or no, they weren't even the 1. Oh gosh. No, they were the 1. I'm sorry. Houston was the 4. Golden State was the 1. Man, Milwaukee was 33-0 this season when entering the fourth quarter with a lead at home before tonight. What a terrible time for Milwaukee to play their worst basketball. Why are they doing it now? I'm trying to understand it. And they're not even playing bad basketball, but they're playing the worst they've played all year. So, it really is, it's strange to see. And they were playing so well to start this series to see how they've turned it around. Anything else, Mikey, again, before we go, or no? Anything else? Because I think we're about to wrap things up here. And again, if you want to watch the rest, I went on for 45 minutes, so you can check any of that out there. Again, Toronto, really surprised here. Did not think that they were going to be able to pull this off, again, especially with a home crowd advantage like Milwaukee. With a crowd that passionate, with a crowd that rowdy, with a crowd that crazy, to see them pull this off. Excellent job, and it's just stunning. Really, really stunning to see Milwaukee now play the worst that they've played all year. I'm stunned now. Why now? Why is Milwaukee playing the worst they've played all year? So, go figure. Go figure. Why now? Why now are they playing so bad? Still trying to understand it. Still trying to understand the logic behind it. I think that's it, Mikey. Again, unless you have any more comments, I think that's it. We'll be back. Game 6, Saturday night. We will be back here, breaking it all down, trying to understand it. Will it be Toronto? Will Toronto be making it to that first finals? Will there be a Game 7? So many questions. So many thoughts. Oh my goodness gracious. It might actually happen here. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Again, if you like what you see, click down there and subscribe to all you guys in the comments. Omar and Mikey and Brandon and Rob and Leonard, who I don't know if he stayed there, but thank you guys again for watching. We'll be back again Saturday night, after Game 6. Tune in. Thanks for watching. Take care, and